Krishna. Thank you very much for joining our online reading session of the book Śrī Bhaktyāloka by Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭ𝚑ā𝚔. Om Gyana Timrandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshitmulatam Yena Tasmai Pravena. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vikasa Swamilatanam Namaste Saraswati Deve. Gauravani Pracharani Yadvishesha Shubhavani Pashtavati. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Comparative. Yat Kripat Mahamande Shri Vrindaranam Pramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitaneshwaram. Vagishaya Sivani Lakshmi Yasya Yasya Hridaya Samvit. Tam Narsimham Ambachedu Grupi Anugrevayam Sabhaktanam Kesari Kesari Swaputanam Nisham Krakravika. Gurave Gaurachandra Radhikari Tadava Krishna Krishna. Yonta Pravishya Majmam. Anyam Jahata Termastram. Prabhupada Sukabdo Martin Samsari. Mo Bhaktivinoda Ṭ𝚑ā𝚔 Namane Gaurashakti Swarupaya Rupanam Varayate. Hare Krishna. So we are reading from the book Śrī Bhaktyāloka. We are in the second of the 6 qualities that enhance bhakti. We done with Utsaha, Dhairya, Utsaha, Nischaya. We are in the Nischaya, confidence section. So continuing to read. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So I'm reading from here. So kindly. From here I am. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya-lila 20th chapter, 122, 124, 125, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said, Maya Mugdha Jivera Nahi Swatha Krishna Gyan Jivera Kripai Kaila Krishna Veda Puran Veda Shastra Kahe Sambandha Videya Prayojan Krishna Prapti Sambandha Bhakti Praptyera Sadhana Avidheya Nama Bhakti Prema Prayojan Purushartha Shiromani Prema Madhavi. The conditioned soul cannot revive his Krishna consciousness by his own effort. But out of causeless mercy, Lord Krishna compiled the Vedic literature and it supplements the Puranas. The Vedic literatures give information about the living entity's eternal relationship with Krishna, which is called Sambandha. The living entity's understanding of this relationship and acting accordingly is called Abhideya. Returning home back to Godhead is the ultimate goal of life and is called Prayojana. Okay. Devotional service or sense activity for the satisfaction of the Lord is called Abhideya because it can develop one's original love of God, which is the goal of life. The goal is the living entity's topmost interest and greatest wealth. Thus, one attains the platform of transcendental love and service unto the Lord. To know the inconceivable nature, the Vedic authority alone should be accepted. There is no other consideration in this regard. The Vedic knowledge received through Guru Parampara is called Amnaya. There are so many subjects in the Vedas. Hare Krishna.
There's one other consideration.
To know the inconceivable nature, the Vedic authority alone should be accepted. There is, I read no other consideration. Okay. There is one other consideration in this regard. The Vedic knowledge received through Guru Parampara is called Amnaya. There are so many subjects in the Vedas and there are various instructions for different qualifications. Among all qualifications, the qualification for devotional life is the topmost. By the strength of their devotional service, the previous Mahajanas have awakened to self-realization and thereby separately written instructions regarding the qualifications for devotional service as mentioned in the Vedas. Therefore, the Vedic statements ascertained by previous Mahajans as relating to the qualifications for devotion are all called Amnaya. It is necessary to learn them. It is impossible to enter into inconceivable nature without receiving the full mercy of the spiritual master. Okay, regarding Sambandha Videya Prayojan, it is very clear. So we are not this body, we are spirit soul. We have left Krishna, we have left the spiritual world, and we have come to this material world and struggling with our senses, with the body, with the mind, struggling with the material, three modes of material nature, struggling with the six enemies in this material world. But Eirope Brahmanda Brahmite Kono Bhagyavanji, if we are fortunate enough to get the seed of Krishna consciousness, then we have the opportunity to revive Krishna consciousness. But we can't do it on our own effort. We need the help of acharyas. We need the help of Krishna. Of course, we need the help of devotees, Vaishnavas, holy name, Vedic scriptures, ultimately the Supreme Lord. So that's why, on a general and then the topmost, highest help given by the Supreme Lord is that He knows that the conditioned soul cannot understand Him, cannot revive his Krishna consciousness, although it is dormant within his heart. Nitya Siddha Krishna Bhakti Sadhya Kabunoi, Shravanadi Suddha Chitti Kare Uday. How will a Muslim or a Christian will understand that within the heart love of God is there? Mm. It is very difficult for them or for anybody for that matter. It's not just Hindus, Muslims, Christians, but anybody for that matter, because everybody is spirit, soul, part and parcel of Krishna. First of all, that's why we don't speak about God more than, of course, we tell God, elevation of consciousness, and all those things, but mostly we speak about the soul. We tell we are not this body, we are soul. How we are struggling in this world, how we are conditioned in this world. So that we explain. And then slowly, slowly rise him to understand the position of the soul, to understand that we are actually conditioned in this world. We are not independent. We are not supreme. We are not happy. So many ways we convince first the soul that he has to accept that first we are spirit soul and a conditioned soul in this body, encased in this body. Mm. And by our own effort, we cannot understand. That's why we have to accept the Vedic scriptures. The first acceptance of God realization into the perfect bona fide spiritual path is acceptance of Vedic scriptures. Yes, whatever is said in the scriptures, at least have little faith. At least have little faith that this is the scripture and this is going to give us some benefit. So from that, it will start. Mm. Many people, uh, even though they may not have any faith in the Vedic scriptures, but because they are in a situation which is forcing them to accept something alternative, uh, or they read a book given by a devotee, or they hear a kirtan, they come to temple, take prasadam, associate with devotees, they hear something in such a way that it gets them attracted towards Krishna consciousness. The whole Krishna consciousness just to make them attracted towards Krishna. Give them prasadam. The way more and more they accept prasadam, the slowly people understand. Many a times we see that in ISKCON, there is a regular crowd in every temple all over the world. There is a constant, continuous, and daily attendance of few people They are coming to temples since the time temple is there, or since 10 years, 20 years. But they never, unfortunately, they never sit and try to understand, oh, so many years I am here. What is this all about? What are they doing? What is this? I'm just eating and going. Some people only come just for prasadam. They don't come for anything else. You can see Sunday program. It is filled in every place. But they come every day, but they don't become committed. Uh, so they don't want, in one sense, they are good. They are coming, but they don't endeavor for improving. They want to keep up their anarthas at the same time become devotee. That's not possible. You can't put fire and water at the same time in the fire. Sorry, we can't put petrol and we can't put gas or petrol uh, or and water at the same time in the fire. So the conditioned cold cannot revive his Krishna consciousness by his own effort. So he understands his precarious condition. How we accepted Krishna consciousness, at least myself, we understand. Oh, how much fallen we are. We have left Krishna. We have forgotten Krishna. Like that, we ponder on those thoughts slowly, slowly. When we ponder, when we try to appreciate more Krishna consciousness, the more we are appreciating and more we try to convince our mind and our intelligence that this path is the best path. And then slowly, slowly work on that. Associate with devotees, take prasadam. So that is why the devotees who are preaching, they give that sukruti to the people. They give that sukruti because the mercy is given by them. The causeless mercy, actually there is no cause. But actually, if you say there is any cause, that is devotee through because of his surrendered quality, he is actually giving the mercy. Mm. Krishna is inspiring within your heart that he comes and gives you Krishna consciousness. He gives you the book, he gives you prasadam, he gives the holy name. Uh, what can be more fortune than this? Everybody is running for lottery tickets. Everybody is running for betting money. Everybody is running after money, women, sex, meat, and gambling, intoxication, all these things. Or yoga, or so-called meditation, or traveling around the pilgrimage places. But this is not the real mercy, actually. But the real mercy is uh, to hear about the Lord and then serve the Lord and then dedicate our service life for the service of God and then share this knowledge with others and bring more and more people. That is actually the real mercy. Mm. Understand what is it? Atmopamyena sarvatra. What is that? Atmopamyena sarvatra.
आत्मोपेन सर्वत्र समम आत्मोपेन
Samam
सर्वत्र
pashyati,
समम
samam
पश्यति
pashyati yogitaha. Atmo. Actually, it's very, very
सुखम
beautiful
वा
verse.
यदि वा दुःखम स
No, no,
योगी
no,
परमो मता.
no. There is one more verse which says that yogi understands his precarious condition and then he wants to engage in service and then he wants to bring others also. That is Atma.
सुखम वा यदि वा
No, there is. Um, okay. I used to quote this, forgot that. So the point is that he understands that he is in a precarious condition. He is conditioned, so he is suffering from all these things. So when he came in contact with the spiritual knowledge, with the spiritual books, the spiritual process, with the spiritual process, everything. Then when he understands, wow, I have missed it so many years. So why don't I now I become serious? And then when he becomes serious, he engages in sambandha jnana. He engages in abhideya. He understands what is his prayojana. So in that way, he wants to do something good for himself first. Then he does something good for himself. Automatically, he wants to share this to everybody. So this is the secret. This goal, devotional service or sense activity for the satisfaction of the Lord, is called Abhideya because It can develop one's original love of God, which is the goal of life. This goal is the living entity's topmost interest and greatest wealth. Thus, one attains the platform of transcendental loving service unto the Lord. So, to know the inconceivable nature, the Vedic authority alone should be accepted. So, the first and foremost thing is that Shastra Yukta Shraddha should be established in a person's heart to further or to advance in Krishna consciousness. That is for sure. If one doesn't have Shastra Yukta Shraddha, the Komal Shraddha should be transformed to Shastra Yukta Shraddha, and by chanting Hare Krishna, by Bhajana Kriya, it should be transformed to Bhakti Shraddha. These are the three things. Komal Shraddha means everybody has some other faith in this world. They take a book, they come to you, they speak to you. That's Shraddha. That's faith. But that is Komala Shraddha. It is not steady. It will not be steady because it is just a momentary time. But devotees are so merciful. They give more and more association to them. Uh, so they make them understand what is meant by human being, what is meant by body, soul, karma. All these things are explained to them. So the Sambandha Jnana is given. So when the Sambandha Jnana is given, Sambandha and Abhideya go side by side actually, in one sense. Because Sambandha Jnana means to understand about, to hear about our position, our conditioned nature, our eternal nature. What is the difference? Why we are here? Why all these things are sambandha again. And once he understands that, he engages in the um, abhideya immediately. So when he's taking the book, he's reading, that is abhideya. He's chanting, that is abhideya. He's coming to the temple, that is abhideya. Taking prasadam, that is abhideya. So every activity done in connection Krishna will give him credit. There is a credit points are added in his uh, in his towards his credit, or many points are added to him, to that soul. And the first, it starts with Komala Shraddha. So that Shraddha should be uh, Shraddha on the Vedic scriptures. So Vedic scriptures means the Vedic scriptures which are coming through the disciplic succession, Guru Parampara. So here it is said, therefore Vedic statements are, it is impossible to enter into incomes without receiving the full mercy of spiritual master. So spiritual master comes, mercy comes through the scriptures. Scriptures are directly non-different from Krishna. So in this way, we'll read further. There is there is Vedic authority, and there is a parampara which carries the Vedic authority, which carries the Vedic knowledge, which carries the Vedic culture with them. Uh, and that through that Vedic culture and through Vedic knowledge, that even though people are not qualified, still by the Krishna's mercy, they help them to elevate their consciousness to Krishna consciousness. Nobody is qualified. Material world means everybody is disqualified. But Krishna's devotees are so merciful. Although everybody is unqualified, disqualified, still they want to give them. Because Chaitanya, it comes to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda. They both are very, very merciful. Patra vichar nahi. He doesn't see who is qualified, who is not qualified. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda. They go to everybody, everywhere. Sometimes it is seen that devotees in initial period of Krishna Consciousness, we see, oh, this devotee, this person won't take that person. But after that, we realize everybody is, we have to show the book, we have to give the book. Hardly they will say no. This is the hardest thing they might say, is that extreme thing they may say that no. But very few people will beat you or kill you or somebody like that. It might happen also. It happens sometimes. पात्र विचार नहीं, nahi sthan sthan, yahi paye, tanha kare prema dhan. Yes. No, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu doesn't see who is qualified, who is disqualified. Uh, in the material world, everybody is disqualified and everybody is qualified. Everybody is disqualified because we have left Krishna, and then what right we have got? We are sinful like anything. And everybody is qualified because Everybody has the right to get the love of God. Everybody means every soul moving and growing, crawling, moving, going, everybody. But human life, human form of life is more responsible, accountable, and uh, it's through human form of life only one can understand mm, Krishna consciousness. The instruction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this regard is given in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 20th chapter 127 and 126. Ihate drishtanta eiche daridrer घरे सर्वज्ञ आसि दुःखा दुःखी उच्चये tahare. The following example may be given. Once a learned astrologer came to a house of poor man and seeing his distress continued questioning, তুমি কেনে দুঃখী তোমারা আছে পিতৃধনা তোমার না কহিলা अन्यत्र छाड़िला जीवना. The astrologer asked, "Why are you unhappy? Your father was very wealthy, but he did not disclose his wealth to you because he died elsewhere." सर्वज्ञेर वाक्य करे धनेर उद्देश्य ऐच्छे वेद पुराणे जीव कृष्ण उपदेशे. Just as the words of the astrologer Sarvagya gave news of the poor man's treasure, Vedic literatures advise one about Krishna consciousness. One is inquisitive to know why is he distressed, why is he in a distressed material condition. Sarvagyer vakya moola dhana, Sarvagyer vakya moola dhana anubandha, Sarvashastri upadeshe, Sri Krishna sambandha. By words of the astrologer, the poor man's connection with the treasure was established. Similarly, Vedic literature advises us that our real connection is with Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What a beautiful example. Um, बापेर धन बापेर धन आछे ज्ञाने धन नाही पाए तबे सर्वज्ञ कहे तार प्राप्तिर उपाय. Although being assured of his father's treasure, the poor man cannot acquire this treasure by such knowledge alone. Therefore, the astrologer had to inform him of the means whereby he could actually find the shoe. "ए स्थाने आचे धना यदि दक्षिणे खुदिबे बीमारुलो वरुण उद्दीपे Dhanana Paibe." Astrologer, the treasure is in this place. But if you dig towards the south side, the wasps and drones will rise and you will not get your treasure. Paschime Khudibe Taha Yaksha Ekaha He Hai Se Vigna Karibe Dhana Hatana Padaya. If you dig on the west side, there is a ghost who will create such a disturbance that your hands will not even touch the treasure. Utare khudile ache Krishna ajagare dhananai pabe khudite dilibe sabare. If you dig on the northern side, there's a big black snake that will devour you if you attempt to dig up the treasure. Purvadike tate mati Alpa khudite dhanera jari pati dekha tumhare hatete. However, if you dig up a small quantity of dirt on the eastern side, your hands will immediately touch the pot of flesh. Aiche Shastra kahe karma jnana yoga tyaji bhakti Krishna vasya hai bhaktya tare bhaji. Revealed scriptures conclude that one should give up fruitive activities, speculative knowledge, the mystic yoga system, and instead take to devotional service by which Krishna can be fully satisfied. Okay, this example is given in Chaitanya Charitamrita. These verses are given in Chaitanya Charitamrita. And Dilila explaining the treasure which we have lost. Nityam Siddha Krishna Bhakti Sadhya Vagno Shravanadi Sutta Chitte Kare. Just like by the association of man and woman, the lust arises. So like that, just by the association of spiritual knowledge and the conditioned soul, automatically the love of Godhead will actually arise. It is like it is a different way of explanation, but actually that is the fact. Uh, uh, People, if you see, we are going for book distribution. Sometimes they don't have any knowledge, any understanding of what Vedic scriptures is. Nothing. We just meet him like randomly in the street somewhere, and we just offer him some book, and he's so interested. He's just like that conditioned soul is waiting for the books to come. We have so many times experience. They will say that I've been waiting for these books many times. I have experience. Many devotees, those who distribute books in India, even in West also, America also, many times. I was waiting for the books. They take the books. So it is Krishna who has made us instrument. That's why we have to pray to Krishna, the Paramatma within the heart. Please take my hand slowly, Shanair, without any duplicity in my heart, without any puja lava pratishtha in my heart, without any dhanam, janam, sundari, kavita, all these in my heart. Take my hand with a book to such a person who will actually get your mercy. And so we have to pray to Krishna like that. Then Krishna, who is moving the hand? Krishna is moving the hand. Who is giving the intelligence to go around? It's Krishna is giving. We cannot move unless until Krishna moves. We can't move. Krishna sees, we see. Krishna moves the hand, he moves. We move the hand. So it's all depending on Krishna. It's all that is real Krishna consciousness. That means we every time we think that we are an instrument, we are always nimitta matram bhava sabya sachi. It is nothing I can do. I'm just like a peon. I'm just trying to help us out. Yeah, sometimes we get a little bit disturbed by the books, So we should be matured enough. Slowly we should understand. Okay, this is all by Krishna. This is all whatever has happened. Is by Krishna's mercy. So the main thing is I have to get engaged. I have to distribute more and more books. I have to get Sukriti, give Sukriti to people. Krishna conscious Sukriti. Um, So that's the thing. Whomever we meet, whomever we see, mm, uh, we we try to uh, give Krishna consciousness. Then slowly, the treasure which they have lost, they can get it. Actually, this whole process completed in this just one verse by saying that the if you dig up small quantity of dirt on the eastern side, your hands will immediately touch the pot of treasure. People don't know what treasure they are touching when we go for books, when we call people for prasadam, kirtan, and all those things. They don't have any understanding. But once they are connected to spiritual, they will never forget. It will be a lasting impression in their heart. We have seen so many people. They have that lasting impression that I went to the temple, I took prasadam, I took a book, that person gave me a book. That the positive assertion in his heart will help. What these motivational big speakers will speak. What motivation they are giving? What motivation that Pramit Kumari, that Amma is giving, or that lady is giving? What is this life coaches they are giving? There is no income. There is nothing can be compared to the person who gets the book and he feels so inspired to read and to understand and then follow. That is way far than hearing some pseudo spiritual katha. Nowadays, our devotees have started to speak something which is around the spirituality, some moral instruction. You words have the power to change in you. You can affirm your words by writing them, by coding them, by putting in the paper, and then meditating. What is the use of speaking all these things? I don't understand. Speak direct Krishna consciousness. There's so much is there. There's so many examples in many small books. I was startled to read Elevation to Krishna Consciousness. Please read if devotees have not read Elevation to Krishna Consciousness. Prabhupada gave so many examples regarding money, regarding how people can be happy in Krishna consciousness. What is unhappiness? Why people are not happy? He gives so much of analogy like anything. People think Prabhupada books are repeated. We try to, sometimes we try to give what they like. That's fine. But sometimes we have to tell them that you have to read this, you have to do this. Uh, I was forced, in Krishna consciousness when I came newly, the devotee, he was very adamant. You should read Bhagavad Gita. Why are you not reading? You are a Brahmin boy. You don't read Bhagavad Gita. What kind of fellow you are? He was very much he was upon me. Just like there is one devotee in Krishna life by name Jitagirish Das. He was preached for 3 hours or 4 hours by Akhiladhara Prabhu, Prabhupada disciple. At least 3 4 hours when devotees went on Sankirtan, he was preached by 2 3 hours by Prabhupada disciple. 3 4 hours. If he holds anybody, if he catches somebody, he will not leave him until he drops dead. So there are many instances. If they come in touch with devotees, they will be inspired. They will be motivated so much to practice Krishna. What is the use of Prabhupada said to Bhagavan? What is the use of your speaking 2 minutes if you don't give a book? Huh? We have to offer a book. That's why we give some free book also sometimes. Something should go with them. Then automatically that will help. Nothing. Our speaking for hours and hours. Prabhupada, that's why he says, nothing, there is no competition, there is no comparison like Srimad Bhagavatam in the entire world. Every word is for the benefit of the human society. If he, if he reads one book, if he reads one line, if he reads one shloka, if he reads one word, his life will be changed. That is the supremacy of Bhagavatam. And he will say, uh, that's why again he will say that, oh, I have paid so much money for this. Let me see what is there. If he reads one shloka, if he reads one line, then it is, then he will that will be benefited. It is so nice. That's why we say, please distribute books, please distribute books. We say 3 times. That particular thing we should always remember what Prabhupada said in Los Angeles, famous. My Guru Maharaj met me in Radhakund. We had a private meeting. When two stalwart acharyas are meeting, what can be the? They are not discussing about Radha Katha. They are not discussing about what is Radharani's parrot name. What is what is my what is my seva in the spiritual world? What is your seva in the spiritual? They're not. They both are elevated souls from the spiritual world. They have seen Krishna. They have seen, and they're not discussing about Rasalila. What is Vrindavan pastimes? No. If you get money, you print books. This is what is the instruction in Radha. Uh, so this is the secret of revealed scripture. That is the secret. Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur revealed the real secret to Srila Prabhupada. That if you ever get money, you print books. Books are the basis. Uh, the books, preaching means book distribution. This is what Prabhupada said. One may not preach in the entire life. He may not bring anybody. But if he sticks to one particular seva, that is to distribute books for the entire life, so his life is successful. So that is the real treasure. Prabhupada, instead of we finding out in various places, in all these places, dig in the southern side, western side, northern side. There is no use. Prabhupada saved us from very many wasps and drones. Prabhupada saved us from ghosts. Prabhupada saved us from black snakes. Prabhupada saved us from everything. Actually, if you read the further shlokas, what is that ghost? What is that black snake? What is that wasp is being told? The material, the near and dear are like the wasps and drones. The Mayavad is like the ghost. The karma kandi process. It's all. This is the way it is being through analogy. It is being explained. So conditioned soul, everything. But we have been relieved of all those things. Even if people are having all these problems, he has back syndromes, he has ghosts, we have problems with Mayavad, everything is there. But if he finds out the treasure, automatically everything will go away. So these shlokas are very, very inspiring. Actually, we should read again and again and again these sections in Chaitanya Charitamrita. There are many devotees in ISKCON who go around, travel in various ISKCON temples. They give classes on Chaitanya Charitamrita. What a aho bhagyam! What a sukriti they are having. I'm not having that. What a sukriti! What I can say. They are so fortunate. They speak on the various sections of Chaitanya Charitamrita. It's like Lord Chaitanya and five features. It's all about Mayavad. They read and again. The holy name of the Lord, that conversation between Gopal Chapla and Nityananda Prabhu. Sarvam Bhattacharya, the whole conversation. Ramananda Rai and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu conversation. And Prakasananda Saraswati and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's conversation. These are like, these are the deep philosophical understandings. The Atmarama verse, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explaining with the Chand Kazi, the whole story, and the Rupa Goswami instructions, Rupa got instructions to Sanatan Goswami. What and Chaitanya Charitamrita is so deep, so much. Actually, more than Bhagavatam, we should become more and more expert in Chaitanya Charitamrita, about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Each and every devotee, whoever is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's associate, we should become more and more acquainted with all these devotees. Then we will do more nicely Krishna consciousness. We will become more surrendered, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's followers, to them it is mercy is easy. Although Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela is very, very difficult to understand than Krishna Leela. We know Krishna Leela cannot be understood, it's inconceivable. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela is still more inconceivable. It is very difficult. Oh, Krishna, it's humanly like. But at the same time, it is not. It's very, very difficult, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela to understand. So, now we will read from Chaitanya Bhagavat and then Chaitanya Mangal also one day. So continuing, when a person who desires spiritual perfection hears the conclusions regarding the soul, okay. When a person who desires spiritual perfection hears the conclusions regarding the soul from the spiritual master, then his heart becomes pure and he proceeds towards the lotus feet of Krishna. Just see. This is the way. When a person desires spiritual perfection, hears the conclusions regarding the soul from the spiritual master, and then his heart becomes pure and he proceeds towards the lotus feet of Krishna. One cannot understand Krishna directly. Of course, we are chanting Hare Krishna is there, but it goes hand in hand simultaneously. We hear about the soul and Krishna, both. We hear that we are spirit soul. We are, actually, because unless and until we understand, because about the soul, what is that? Esho Anuratma. What is that verse? Anybody knows? Esho Anuratma, the verse? Esho Anuratma Chetasa Veditavyo. It is there in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Anuratma. Chetasa. Chetasa. Sorry. Chetasa. Esho Anuratma Chetasa Veditavyo. Yasmin Prana Panchadda Samvishesha. Pranishittam Sarvamotam Prajanam. Yasmin Vishuddhe Vibhavati Esha Atma. This is the crux of the philosophy. The soul is atomic in size and perceived by perfect. This atomic soul is floating in the fine kinds of air and is situated within the heart and spreads its influence all over the body of the embodied living entity. When the soul is purified from the contamination of the five kinds of material, its spiritual influence is exhibited. So, how we can understand the soul? Only by hearing about the soul. Only about when one hears from the Vedic literatures, then only one can understand about the soul. See, Prabhupada writes this in the introduction to Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada says that unless and until one hears about the soul, one cannot understand about the soul. One should hear from Vedic literatures. Praneshittam sarvamotanam prajanam. Esho anuratma chetasa veditavyo. Through Vedic scriptures, one understands about the soul. Otherwise, one cannot understand. So first he understands about the spiritual soul, and then along with that he understands about Krishna, and then he proceeds further, because then he understands his precarious condition, his heart becomes pure, and when he hears about Krishna's holy name and his heart becomes pure, and slowly he proceeds. See, Amnaya is the only authority regarding the goal of life. One should Amnaya is the only authority regarding the goal of life. One should consider the other 9 realities through this authority, and this understanding manifests in the pure heart of the strength of Amnaya. So that is why Vedic scriptures are very, very important. That is the standard, and that is the basis on which we live. That is called self-realization, and this is the basis of goal of life. So self-realization means realizing ourselves through the Vedic scriptures, through Guru Parampara. This is what.
Amnaya
So
is
regarding,
Vedas.
sorry,
Amnaya
Amnaya
is
means, Amnaya is,
Veda.
yeah, Amnaya means Vedic scriptures. Amnaya. There are, this word actually it is there in the Vedic scriptures, but Shankaracharya made it more and more popular. Actually, to say more properly. So there are that in Shankara Sampradaya, everybody knows that Shankaracharya established 4 Amneya Mathas. It is called as Amnaya Matha. The 4 mathas. One is about Yajurveda, one is Samaveda, Atharva Veda, and then Rigveda. So that the 4 Vedas he established in 4 different parts of of India. One is the Sringeri Matham, another one is the Dwaraka Matham, another one is Jagannatha Govardhana Matham, and the first one on the top is the Badrinath Matham. So these are the 4 places where he established the 4 mathas. Somebody says Saraswati also in Kashmir, but actually it is Badrinath. So the 4 mathas he established to establish the 4 Vedas. Mm. So this Amnaya is the authority. Means Amnaya means Vedic scriptures. Okay. Regarding the first reality, the Amnaya says the Supreme Brahman, Shri Hari, is the only worship. Actually, the whole thing is Dashamula Tattva. Amnaya Prayatvam Hari. I don't have this one, but I can. Already everybody I have shared it. But once I have it, I can share sometime later. The 10 sutras of conclusion of the Vedas, Vedic scriptures. Vedas are the authority. Hari or Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hmm. So like that, one by one, it goes.
You mean Vedant Sutra?
No, 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 no. See, this is the Dashamula Tattva, is the conclusion, this is the essence of all the Vedas derived by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, what it is in the Vedic scriptures. So what he has done is he has taken the essence of all the scriptures and then gave 10 sutras, which stands as the foundation of all the Vedic scripture, all the spiritual and of all the spiritual understanding. And the first is Ved. So this that is called as Dasamula Tattva. It's there even Madhvacharya gave the Prameya Ratnavali, the book given by Bhakti Vikas Trust. There is a book printed by Maharaj that is called as Prameya Ratnavali. That is also like that. That is given by Madhvacharya. Actually, Baladev Vidyabhushan gave a commentary on the Prameya Ratnavali, which is also like that, but it is having 8 sutras, I think. It is having 8 sutras of the Vedic scriptures. The pramanas, about the authority of the scriptures, about the material nature, about the position of the Lord, about the position of the scriptures, about the position of the soul, the conditioned nature of this, and then the goal of life, everything. These are the summary of the whole Vedic scriptures, given in 10 sutras. Gokul Chandra Prabhu gave a whole seminar on Dasamula Tattva. If you can, I have it. I have it in the recording. We used to discuss so much in Salem, Dasamula Tattva, like anything. What is that? Somebody said an image. What is it? Youth of India. Faladev Vidyabhushan. This is not the cover actually. This is not the cover. Premier Ratnavali, yes, but Bhakti not Bhakti Kashtra prints separate, something separate.
Okay.
Jewels of Truth. Yeah, Bhakti not what Bhakti Kashtra prints is different cover.
Okay, okay. Got it.
But Prameya Ratnavali is actually Pramana Tattva, is to explain about the whole understanding of Vedic scriptures. So it's the same thing which we read from the. Actually, the thing is, we are being given in Krishna in Prabhupada's books everything. So that's why we think that what is there, this is something different, or this is the same thing. But actually, if you read Jaiva Dharma, everything is there in Prabhupada's books. Is there in Jaiva Dharma. If you read Prameya Ratnavali, everything is so. But there are few things here and there which explain in a very different way, very condensed form in a very high level of understanding, which Prabhupada has made it very simple for us. So that's why we don't feel so much, when we hear about all these things, because we think that we know all these things. But actually, if one doesn't have Prabhupada's books, then it is very difficult to understand all these things. Not so easy. For a person who doesn't have any spiritual understanding, it's very difficult. Prabhupada made it very, very simple. Very simple. If anybody, for that matter, if he reads the perfect question, perfect answers, just that book, he will have every understanding. Prabhupada made all the toughest Vedic rules and scriptures and understanding about the nature, everything so tough. Upanishads, language, everything so simple through the question and answers, through the way discussion with Brahmatirtha Prabhu. It's very beautiful book. Any book for that matter. Even Bhagavad Gita. You just read Bhagavad Gita, that's all. Everything is there. Uh, Okay. Keep on speaking. I should stop. Regarding the first reality, the Amnaya says the Supreme Brahman, Sri Hari, is the only worshipper. His impersonal conception is called Brahman, which is nothing but his bodily effulgence. That Supreme Lord Hari is one of his expansions, becomes the super soul or controller who creates, maintains, and destroys the universes. You see, everything is, these are all we have read in Prabhupada's books. This is not new for us. Lord Hari is none other than Krishna. The super soul is none other than Vishnu. And his bodily effulgence is none other than Brahman. Hmm. If you are newly coming to Krishna consciousness, if you are being told all these things, then you will be blank like anything. What is this? What? What? Siddhartha is one of the expansions becomes the super soul. How it becomes the expansion? How is that possible even? He creates, maintains, and destroys them. Lord Hari is none other than Krishna. Why then? Why two names? Why then Lord Hari is not different from Krishna? Why two names? Yeah, Krishna has millions of names. The super soul is none other than Krishna, Vishnu. Hmm. What is that? Sasanka Chakram, Sakrita Kundalam, Saharu Vakshastala Sobha Kaustumam, Namami Vishnu, Sarasvachatrubhujam. This is the form of the Lord as the Paramatma. We should always remember this shloka. Sasanka Chakram, Shankha and Chakram. Sarasiru Hekshanam, Sapita Vastram, the Pita Vastram. And then Saharu Vakshasthala Sauva Kaustubam. The Vakshasthala or the heart in the chest is having the Kaustuba jewel. Namavi Vishnum Sirasa Chaturabhujam. Whenever I quote somebody, immediately they search in the internet. Devotees better they concentrate on hearing, that is good. Shashanka Chakram Sakirita Kundalam. Sapita Vastram Sarasiru Hekshanam. Saharu Vakshasala Sobhakostabam Namam Vishnu Sajatarabhujam. You have it in your fingertips or what? In the typewriter, tuck, 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 you type or what? So fast.
Yeah.
So the thing is that this shloka is from the Vishnu Sahasranam. This is the form of Vishnu within the heart. He is there as the four-handed Vishnu. He's having Shankha and Chakra, and Kirita and Kundala, and Sapita Vastram, the Pita Vastram, the Pitambara Vastram, the what is that? Adityavanam. It is like effulgence of sun. Sarasiru Hekshanam is actually having the beautiful, like beautiful lotus-like petals-like eyes, and Saharu Vakshasthala, his chest, he's having the Kaustuba jewel. Namami Vishnu Sarasvati. He's four-handed Vishnu. Nobody can accept four hands. How can you think of four hands? How a person can have four hands? Four
The
hands, he's like
Westerners,
a
it was a
devil.
discussion. Yes, the
Not only
Westerners
Westerners.
prefer.
Nowadays, even Indians also, nowadays Indians also are so useless. I'm meeting so many people. They just go to the temple and then just because their mother, father are taking, but they don't have any. They are, of course, Indians are good. They're having some sukriti, but the Indian Americans, they are so manda. The boys and girls, they are not actually. I don't see any life in them. Very few here and there are little bit of because they have connection with India. They go to India and then come because India is a vibrant atmosphere. It is difficult. I cannot be like this. I know. What is this? No life. They're like so they're zombie like people. They don't talk because they don't know the language. If you know only one language, you're like the fish in the one tank, one small pot. That's all because you don't know any other language. You can't relate with anybody in the world. You don't know any other language. You don't try to learn any language. Just one language. Of course, it is their karma. It is another. I don't label it that it is. We should learn any languages, but it is a barrier. It's all material things, but still it is a barrier. One language means you're. If you learn one more language, two languages, three, you see, you can relate with people just like that. Just like that, you speak to people, and that is helpful in Krishna consciousness. And I was so fortunate that I could speak two, three, four, and easily I could pick up. But somehow I'm not able to pick up Spanish. It's taking a lot of time. I'm putting my hard hard to learn Spanish, but it is just in a foreign language. So it is taking a lot of time. I'm trying my best to learn every day, a little. So the point is that language is, of course, Krishna consciousness is spiritual. There are so many devotees. Acharya Prabhu, he doesn't know any language. He knows English. That is also very broken. It is very difficult to understand his English, but he is distributing so many books. So Krishna consciousness, there is no this one. But if you learn, it is good. If you have the ability, if you have the opportunity, if you have the time, you can learn. Otherwise, it's okay. But we have seen. So the thing is, what we are discussing about Vishnu, the super soul, is very difficult to understand. Nowadays, even Indians also are having difficulty in understand. But one who's having parents, who's having fortune, even in United States also, there's so many kids who are having good parents who give them good understanding about, at least basic understanding about Bhagavad Gita is, what Ramayana is, what Mahabharata is, Vedic scriptures, what Vedas are. They give little. It depends on the father, depends on the mother, the upbringing. Yeah. Even there are so many Westerners also, Western, this one also, those who are very good people, good at heart, they are spiritual. Even they are Christians, they are very good, they are very cultured people. They don't drink, they don't smoke, they don't do anything. They go to the church, they pray, they go to the sermons. Of course, they eat meat a little bit here and there, eat meat, but they are very good people. There are so many people there we can meet them, and then they take the books. We can see when we are distributing those people who are really they take the books. They are really there. Its effulgence is there in their eyes. You can see them. Okay, although they are meat eaters, although those who touch the books, they take the books. I have seen. They are having some special special mercy from Prabhupada. They take the books. Those who take the books. It's not an ordinary. Uh, thing that somebody takes the books. They are not ordinary people. They are very, very, they are like, it's our misfortune that we are not able to take care of them. That's what I would say. But they are very good who take the books. Yeah. So by discussing the truth about the omnipotent Lord Hari, all one's doubts regarding the Supreme Lord are cleared. Until these doubts are cleared, one cultivates knowledge by discussing impersonal Dharma as opposite to material knowledge. Again, in order to understand the super soul, the expansion of the Lord, Ashtanga Yoga is conceived. Only when one is freed from all doubts does he attain unflinching devotion to Krishna. Okay, we will read from this paragraph tomorrow until. So we will stop here unless somebody has anything to ask. Atindriya Prabhu, I'm very sorry I couldn't take up your this one. So if you have something, you can immediately
Okay.
just
Uh,
boliye Prabhu. What is it?
Prabhuji, there was mentioned the Mahajana. Is it same Mahajana we study the 12 Mahajana or the different?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Actually, every spiritual master is a Mahajana in one sense. Mahajana means as to
down, I think it was
it
in
will.
the bottom pages.
Yes,
Yes.
here. Yeah, Vedic statements ascertained by the previous Mahajanas. You can, because Guru Parampara comes to these Mahajanas. You see, all the Paramparas, they sprung from the Mahajanas. Of course, Lakshmi Devi is not one of the Mahajanas, but everybody is one of the Mahajanas. Who are the Mahajanas? There is Parampara of Kumaras, there is Mahajana, there is Kumara Sampradaya, there is Sukadeva Goswami is our Parampara. Because of him we got Bhagavatam. Yes, Prabhu, you can. First you speak.
Yeah. Actually, I had doubt that it is given that previous Mahajanas have awakened to self-realization. So, means I had this impression that Mahajana is already Nitya Siddha. So, they awakened to self-realization means earlier they were like conditioned and
Yeah,
then.
see, the thing is, there are so many people who are Nitya Siddha, they are Sadhana Siddha. So, Mahajana is a generic term. You can take it, and specifically we have Mahajanas, but at the same time, uh, there are uh, there are ordinary people who have gone to that stage where they have awakened to self-realization. So they are also considered as Mahajanas. You can take it like that also. So whatever Mahajanas we have, they are all like they're all perfect souls. But even if you take it, anybody who is awakened for self-realization, they are also Mahajanas in one sense. That is what.
Okay.
In either way you take it, that can be accepted.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Because those who come to Krishna consciousness, those who try to see, that's the thing. The problem with Ritvikvadis and us is that the problem with them is that they always see that we should. Nitya Siddha is the person who is actually the soul, but we can't see the Nitya Siddha. We can't approach Nitya Siddhas. But Prabhupada said anybody who is following purely, he is also pure devotee. He may not be a pure devotee to the extent that he is a Uttamadhikari, because to find Uttamadhikaris is not a joke. It was at that period when Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Gaurkishore Das Babaji Maharaj, Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, Prabhupada. It's not that Prabhupada is, the pure devotees are stopped. The pure devotees are there, but we can't see them. What is your qualification to see a pure devotee? That's what I want to know. We don't have any qualification to see the pure devotees. When Prabhupada was loitering in the streets of New York, nobody knew Prabhupada was a pure devotee of the Lord walking in the streets of New York. Can you imagine Prabhupada walking in this Bowery Street and 22nd Avenue? I was just startled and I was just thinking, this is the place Prabhupada was walking here. And I can't imagine, Prabhupada walking here. And nobody could understand that he is the pure devotee walking. And after when Prabhupada did everything, now they know that Prabhupada is the pure devotee. It's not that the day one when Prabhupada came and he was chanting 3 hours in the Golden Gate Park or the Tompkins Square Park, he was standing in the introductory, giving, like, it's like a sermon to speak about the Lord, about Krishna, about Krishna.
Prabhu by his Vani, we
Sorry,
can understand Prabhu. Prabhu by his Vani, by his Kirtan, Prabhupada could
no,
attract
no,
very
no,
well.
no, no, no. What I am trying to say is that at that time when Prabhupada was doing kirtan, you don't know that you are yourself. For example, if you are coming to Krishna consciousness and Prabhupada was chanting, you will only think that some old guy is only doing kirtan. Okay, it's good. I will also dance. But you not think he's a pure Nitya Siddha. You don't have any knowledge about that. That is what my point is. You're understanding what I'm trying to say. Now that you read Prabhupada's books, you get the knowledge, and then now you understand, okay, this is the qualities of Prabhupada. But that Atmopamyena Sarvatra Sarvam Eva Pashyati Sarvatra, and then Sukham Va Yadiva Dukkham Sayogi Paramamatra. How will you understand? Unless until you see the activities of the devotee, unless until you know that this is the shloka, which tells what is that? Jahati yada kamam sarvam parta manoratham atmaiva atmano bandha. What is that? Like, he has given up all the this one. How will you understand? You will not understand. So this requires training. This requires transformation of heart. This requires process, engagement. This is where surrender. This requires years and years of dedicated service. Then you can understand. Then you can begin to understand. It requires so much of time, energy. This requires a lot of effort from your side. Then you can understand what is Prabhupada, what his contribution he has done. Every line you will take it very seriously in his books. That's why you distribute books. That's why people dedicate their life. That's why you know, oh, this is the person who is chanting Hare Krishna since 50 years. Oh, this is why we should also chant. We should take inspiration from. They
And
are all
one more
Mahajans.
point, yes, Prabhu,
No, let me,
that is,
let me.
yes, Prabhu.
So this is the way you understand. Oh, they are. It's not that Mahajan means just okay. Let it. Even though Prabhupada sometimes writes, uh, he's raised up to like the Mahabhagavat. He's raised up to Mahabhagavat. It doesn't mean that you're not a Mahabhagavat. He may, even if he is raised up to the platform of Mahabhagavat, there is nothing wrong in by saying he's Mahabhagavat. Just like, for example, just like for instance, those who write Prabhupada's books are Prabhupada's. Am I right? Yes, because Prabhupada's books give Krishna to us. Prabhupada. Those books which give us Krishna, which are not written by Prabhupada, they are written by Prabhupada's disciples. If they help us to come to elevate us to read Prabhupada's books, understand Prabhupada's books, and then distribute those books are also equal footing with Prabhupada's books. Somebody said to me, this book is equal to Prabhupada. I said, no, it is Mayavad. It is fully explaining about Mayavad. How can I say it is Prabhupada's book? No, I don't say that. But those books who will explain it, in that way you understand. They are okay, they are conditioned souls fine, but they are purely following. They dedicated their life and they have written their heart. They have given up everything and they have written everything. They follow purely. So they are pure devotees. What is wrong in saying they are pure devotees? Uttam? They are following in the Uttamadhikari. They are in the Uttama level. They may not be Uttamadhikaris, but they are following purely and they are fit to be spiritual master. How can you say they cannot be spiritual masters? How they are Mahachins? So this is the understanding. This is the right understanding. You can put it anywhere. You can put this principle in anywhere. You get the answers. Okay. Anything anybody has to say? Yes, Prabhu wanted to say something.
Just wanted to add one point, bro, like Srila Prabhupada, when he was visiting his spiritual master, Srila Bhaktyaloka Thakur, like he left his impression of that he was a very great saint. So true saints, like when we meet very exalted personalities, they leave a great impression in the heart.
See, I'll
So
tell you one thing. Every day, when we distribute books, those people who are a little bit inclined in Krishna consciousness, they take books based on the person whom we give the book. The person who speaks, the person who
yes,
approaches,
Prabhu.
and then so they are also creating some inspiration in the hearts of the people who meet people and then give. But it is not so much lasting impression that they become pure devotees and they become. It takes time. That is what I'm saying.
True,
It
yes.
takes time for us. It takes time for us, effort for us. Some people, they meet and they give so many books. It's very nice, but it is not that they will make devotees just like that. Even if Prabhupada, Prabhupada was walking in the street, Prabhupada was chanting. It's not that everybody became devotees. It is the soul's own interest is also there here. You should not think that Prabhupada is a pure devotee. He went all the way in the street and people were just following. No, it is the soul's own discretion is also there whether I should surrender to Krishna or not. So many people left. The Purushottam, Prabhupada's own servant, he didn't believe Prabhupada. And Prabhupada said, "You don't believe in me?" Okay, Prabhupada said that. "You don't believe in me, that's fine. But why don't you accept Vedic scriptures?" This is what is Prabhupada's understanding is. So the thing is, many people came to Krishna consciousness during Prabhupada's time. Now everybody is coming. Everybody is coming for one day, one second. They're coming. But lasting impression, see, it is that lasting impression, whatever Prabhupada is, it's all Leela. That's why we say the instances which happened between Prabhupada and Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur is a Leela. The instances which happen between the devotees now, it is not Leela. It is your conditioned nature, it is happening. You have an impression, you have material impression, but somehow you meet a devotee, that is some impression you get because you are conditioned soul. That Prabhupada is telling that you meet devotee. This is through his life is explained. It's not that he, now he's like, oh, Prabhupada forgot Krishna consciousness. No, it's not that he's meeting for the first time. He's meeting, he's lasting impression. No, Prabhupada is a Nitya Siddha. How is a Nitya Siddha then? Prabhupada and Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, they know for lifetime after lifetime. This is an arrangement of the Lord. It made somehow we have to get the Krishna consciousness awakened, and then get the things up. So this is the Leela. This is all Leela, enactment of Leela. Then Prabhupada's friend, he dragged him. This is all we hear every time we become purified. This is all part of Leela, how Prabhupada met Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, how he wrote letters to him, how he dreamt of him, how he became sannyas. This is all part of Prabhupada's Leela. The Prabhupada is not a conditioned soul. He forgot. Prabhupada said, "I never forgot Krishna." What do you say about that?
Yeah, there never was there any moment when I did not forget.
So it's not that he met Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, then only he remembered. Oh, it's not that we are negating all these things at the same time. This is Prabhupada's Leela. We should understand. It's not Prabhupada is not a conditioned soul. We have a great problem in ISKCON. Prabhupada read in Scottish college, so we will also read in Christian missionary schools. Nonsense. Prabhupada read in. So they say, so many devotees say Prabhupada read in Scottish college in the Christian missionary school. So what is the wrong there? We will also read. We will also. Prabhupada gave up. Prabhupada dedicated his discontinued studies. We also discontinue.
Prabhupada discontinued what?
Prabhupada discontinued his studies, left and joined the Gandhi movement, and then he joined.
Okay.
He took up. This is all. This is all. Whatever material kind of a thing, this is all superficial. Whatever spiritual kind of a thing, whatever happened in Prabhupada's life, this is all part of Leela. Understand? This is all superficial. But Prabhupada, Maharaj, many times he told, Bhaktivinoda Thakur took fish. It's all superficial. It is nothing to do with Krishna consciousness. We have nothing to hear about that. We don't want
So
to
the
hear that.
material part is not the part of Leela.
No. Everything is Leela. But what I'm saying is
Okay.
that for us, more important is meeting Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, that impression. Those all things are more important for us because
Okay.
that is more connected to Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada went to Gandhi movement. What is that to do with us? What? It is just some superficial thing. It's not important. Yeah, we discuss. We say, "Oh, Prabhupada joined the movement," and it is not that he, those all things. What I can say. This is a different kind of. I don't know, Maharaj. I heard from all these things from Maharaj again and again. Maharaj spoke. What is the position of Prabhupada? What is Prabhupada's Leela? How we have to see how Prabhupada made all these things in his life. How what in things happened. See, we should understand. Mahatmanastu mam bharata devim prakriti mashrita. So Prabhupada is under the direct control of Krishna. It's all Yogamaya. Even if material or spiritual, it is given by Krishna. That is we should understand. For us, it is not like that. This is the thing. Whatever Prabhupada's happened in the life, whatever you see, this is all like Krishna. Krishna is directly in the control. For us, it's not so. Prabhupada read in Scottish College, or Prabhupada was in Bose chemical company, or whatever it happened, it's all under direct control of Krishna. Okay, anyhow, this will go on. Hare Krishna. Hope you all got some insights about so many things. I also didn't think about these all things I could speak. But these all that is that so many years I was thinking about all these things and heard many lectures of Prabhupada Maharaj. And many times we discussed about all these things. What is Prabhupada's position? How to understand this? It's a very, very important thing to understand. What is this? Okay. We'll stop here and we'll meet tomorrow. Śrī. Somebody is joined. Śrī. Sorry. You're from which part of India?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Pranam Prabhuji. I'm from Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji, for coming to the session. Hope we see you every day in the sessions. Thank you. Hare Krishna. It's from 7. What is the time? I don't know. What is the Indian time? 8 to 9. 8 to 9. 8 to 9. Today it became so late. Thank you. I'm very sorry. We'll meet tomorrow at this time. Tomorrow? Yes, tomorrow is Friday. Yes, tomorrow. And then next on Monday. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव भक्त वृंद की जय, जगतगुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, विश्वनाथ भक्ति विकास स्वामी महाराज की जय, श्रील भक्तिविनोद ठाकुर की जय, श्री भक्त्यालोका जय। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.